top story at 5:30, Congressman Charlie Crist is running for governor again. And his first speech and political ad had his strategy for this race on full display.
Fox 35's Craig Patrick joins us now live to break it all down. Hey, Craig.
Well, hi there. Keep in mind that Governor DeSantis has high approval ratings, and he's the Republican incumbent in a state that has been drifting Republican in recent elections. So Charlie Crist knows that he has his hands full here, that he enters this race the underdog, not just even if he gets to the point to match up against DeSantis, but he knows that he'll probably have to get through a very competitive Democratic race for governor as well. And with that in mind, when you look at his ad and his rally today, everything that he said was designed to play up his strengths and shore up his weaknesses.
I remember
a governor who put the people first.
There's a reason why Charlie Crist kicked off his campaign ad with people remembering what he did. Memories fade, and with so many new people coming to Florida, a lot of people beyond Tampa Bay have no idea who Charlie Crist is. Candidates who are out of the limelight for a while often forget how quickly people forget. Remember Rick Baker's failed comeback in the St. Pete mayoral race, and Jeb Bush's flame out in 2016.
Please clap.
Crist knows he has to reintroduce himself and define himself before his adversaries do it for him.
And put more money in the classroom.
We protected 27,000 acres of the Everglades.
That is true, but his plan to buy out the sugar industry and restore much of the Everglades fizzled because Crist chose not to run for re-election. On one hand, his prior experience as governor should give him an advantage over other Democrats in the race. But he'll also need to explain why he now has passion for the same job he walked away from 10 years ago.
And we pulled together to pull our state out of the Great Recession.
I want to give a special thanks to your governor, Charlie Crist.
He played up the shout-out from and hug with former President Obama. Crist was a Republican back then, and that hug was his kiss of death in Republican politics. He switched parties midway through his Senate run against Marco Rubio, then became a Democrat in 2012.
Can't tell you how comfortable I am as a Democrat.
And ran for governor as a Democrat in 2014. But his Achilles heel as a Democrat was the trove of statements he had made just a couple of years before as a Republican.
I think what we need to do is go ahead and repeal this thing.
I think it's been great.
And that likely cost him the race for governor in 2014. Now, this could still make Crist vulnerable in this race for governor, but he's hoping enough time has passed from his years and prior positions as a Republican that Democratic voters won't think much of it. After all, Elizabeth Warren and Hillary Clinton are also former Republicans, and that did not pull focus in their races. There is another perceived weakness for Charlie Crist among Democratic activists, and they say that he may come across as too moderate for the progressive base or not fiery enough, and to that, Congressman Crist has a pretty simple answer. Can't the same be said, he will note, of President Joe Biden? And yet he was able to get through a very competitive Democratic race for president, emerge victorious. I think he's trying to run the same playbook as Crist right here in the state of Florida.
Well, Craig, Congressman Crist will have to win a race before he's even getting a chance to run against Governor DeSantis. Who will he likely have to beat?
Well, possibly two other very formidable Democrats, one of them very familiar to folks across Orlando, and that would be Congresswoman Val Demings, who is very popular on the east side of the I-4 corridor, would do very well in that Democratic-rich portion of the state. Also, as a former House impeachment manager, a finalist for being Joe Biden's running mate, she's built up a national profile that can help her raise money across much of the state and gin up excitement across the state. So she is certainly formidable if she runs. She's also considering a run for the United States Senate. And then you have Nikki Fried, Commissioner of Agriculture, who happens to be the only Democrat in statewide office and the only to win a statewide race since the year 2012. That gives her a platform that her rivals don't have, and her embrace and advocacy of medical marijuana, among other things, gave her a bit of an edge a couple of years ago. It could this time as well. So you have at least three heavyweights conceivably entering this race who match up in very interesting ways, and that means that this race could be very fiery and also a bit unpredictable.